my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we get started with today's short collective read, I wanted to address some changes in my platform and introduce my little kitten Beef. This is one of the cats that are always coming in and out of my readings, in case you were curious. So to address the changes happening in my platform, originally I had started with solely pick-a-card readings. Unfortunately, due to some medical issues that I had, that became entirely too draining. So moving forward, I will be sticking with short collective reads to try to garner some more of my personal collective as well, because I need support too, guys. Moving forward from that, starting in March, I will be posting morning reads at 11 a.m. So we will be switching from that 7 p.m. time frame to the 11 a.m. time frame, just so I can have a more structured week. Other than that, I am going to go ahead and get into this short collective read today. Let me know down in the comments whether you enjoy the short individual collective reads, or if I should continue to stick with more pick-a-card reads, and what kind of content you guys would like to see from that. I am still planning to do one pick-a-card reading a month, so if there's something specific that you would like to see during that time, please let me know, and I'll make sure to try to make that happen for you. I'll see you guys soon. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we have the Sustainer. Such a beautiful card of clay being molded by hand, surrounded by violet, purple, and blue. Gorgeous. Now the Sustainer is the peacemaker, the upholder, and the preserver. The Sustainer, the second archetype in the trio of existence, works behind the scenes, tending to the tasks of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm, and the mouths sweetly fed. The Sustainer is at peace in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful tasks. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to archive, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, and to see their role in the divine cycle of life. It's common for the Sustainer to become overworked, leading to resentment. Their tasks aren't glamorous, and therefore the Sustainer rarely receives the credit or attention. The Sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. Take time with this archetype. It is within us all and needs our love. Now when this card is upright, it is abundant, generous, supportive, and reliable, but in reverse it is overworked, resentful, trapped, and tired. What's interesting about this card is that it is heavily related to Demeter in Greek mythology. Now Demeter is the sister of Zeus and the mother of Persephone. One of the mythology tales about Demeter is how Persephone is kidnapped by Hades and taken to the underworld, and as a result Demeter grieves this, and she causes a famine on Earth because she is no longer sustaining Earth's resources. I believe she's the goddess of fertility, harvest, and gardening or farming. Interesting enough, because of the color scheme, all this black, violet, purple, and blue, even some pinks being highlighted, some greens being highlighted, this does bring about Hecate. In the myth of Persephone being kidnapped by Hades, I believe it is Hecate who actually negotiates the deal that she spends 6 months in the underworld with Hades, thus causing winter, and spends 6 months with her mother Demeter on Earth, or in, I think, the Pantheon. I'm not really sure. I'm not too well informed on Greek mythology in that way, with all of their labels. But I believe Hecate is the one who negotiates the deal between Hades, because she's able to go to the underworld. So Hecate may be reaching out. That might be important for you at this time, but if you are interested in Demeter, that may be a sign to look more into her. I wanted to start this reading off moving forward with an animal spirit card from the animal spirit deck. Alrighty, what is this collective feeling? Can I have a card for this collective? Beautiful, we have the dragonfly. Okay, I'm going to keep that in reverse for now. Now the dragonfly is the master of illusion. This can also highlight a need for clarity in a situation. I'm going to go ahead and pull up that page. They are the master of light, illusion, and the mind. Now the dragonfly is an ancient ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder and awe. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. Are they restless or still, dreamlike or crystal clear? The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. Upright, this card sees clearly, joyful and magical, but out of balance. They can't concentrate and they have quite a busy mind, so focus on the breath. Another good thing that I can recommend is, like, I have 10.3 hertz in the background right now. If you enjoy that, I fully recommend going and checking it out. Whenever I get overwhelmed or I feel overworked and frustrated, 10.3 hertz is exactly what I listen to for some reason. It just really calms my stress. It makes me feel more harmonized in my soul. So we're going to move more forward with my chakra oracle deck to get some more information here. Let's just lay out the basics of what you are going through. What is my collective going through, Spirit? Just one card, please, Spirit. Okay. Oh yeah, we have creation coming out. Okay. I see what's going on. Although that might change because we do have the dragonfly here. And I've got discovery on the back of the deck being highlighted. Beautiful. Beautiful energy. So with this creation card being highlighted, I feel as if you've been working on a project for quite a while. This could be a passion project. This might be for a job. This could even be a relationship. This card can also indicate pregnancy or birth as well. Now with my creation card being here, you might feel as if your energy is kind of stagnant, like you've been doing the same things over and over again and you're not sure why it's not really working for you or why you're so exhausted and tired here. You may feel as if you've put all of your effort into this and no matter what you do, it doesn't seem to come out quite right. So let's get some more information. I'm going to go ahead and pull for my situations deck. Okay. All right, we do have projected days, weeks to months being here. Let's get one more because I'm curious. An ascension. Okay, spiritual path and awakening. Perfect. Yeah, so I do see this project ascending. It might take some more time. And I think that's what Spirit is trying to say to you right now, is that, like, all the work that you're putting in right now is worth it. They know that you can't see it. You can't see the reward that you are coming up on. You can't see the beauty of the result of all of your hard work and efforts. But Spirit is, like, begging you to trudge along this path anyways, because it's going to lead to something absolutely beautiful. On the back of the deck, I do have plugged, tuned in, internet, and connected. So this might be like a project over the internet. And we do have eyes for you, fascinated and watching. So Spirit is watching you very heavily at this time to see what you're going to be able to do, see how you're able to get over these humps or these differences, these issues that you might be perceiving. You might even be perceiving things as issues that really aren't. Like me, for example, sometimes a door will open or someone will cough in a different room, and I get all anxious and in a tiff about it because I'm like, oh, this is ruining my video. But the truth is, nobody remembers a little cough in the background. Nobody remembers when the door opens, you know. And I filmed hundreds of reads at this point, and nobody ever remembers. Nobody's ever watched one of my readings and mentioned to me, like, oh, this person coughed in the background. If anything, it's more my own mental state of wanting everything to be perfect. And my need for perfectionism is what needs to be worked on in that. So when I'm looking at this, you might want everything to be perfect. You might be creating and getting disheartened because things go slightly awry or things aren't exactly as you want. And you might be seeing flaws where other people think it's flawless. Because I've had so many people watch my readings and come back to me and go, you know, that was a really beautiful message. I really needed to hear that. And I go, oh, well, what did you think about, like the background noise? And they go, I didn't even notice it. You probably can barely hear the 10.3 hertz playing in the background right now. And there is a real beauty in that, where it's like I am able to perceive things as flaws that other people really don't see or even care about. And if I hyperfixate on those, I would never get a reading out because it's always going to happen. I live with other people, so of course it's always going to happen. Alrighty, moving on from that little tangent, I want to go ahead and get some more information using this deck. I actually don't remember the name of it. I use it for messages. So we do have loss coming out. Yeah, you might feel like you're wasting your time. You might be worried that all this effort that you're putting in isn't going anywhere. Let's get one or two more, please, Spirit. We have karma coming out in reverse. Yeah, I feel like all your good karma is just waiting to be. It's like a Seven of Pentacles energy, and whenever I look at my Seven of Pentacles, I always think of like a harvest waiting to be like reaped, like something you. Sorry, I'm getting all tongue-tied. It's the idea that all the hard work and effort that you have put in is already paying off. You just haven't seen that yet. Oh. And then we have education, number 12. Perfect. Beautiful energy. Yeah, and actually a big thing about this, I think it's more about educating others here. On the back of the deck, I have abundance being highlighted. I think it's more about educating other people here. I was watching this video from a business owner where he talks about, you know, some of the humps that he's had to get over in creating his business. And one of the things that he said that really stuck with me is how he goes on a walk every single day. And when he does this, he will like mention to the people that he says hi to, he's like, hey, you know, are you coming to the book signing? And so many people would be like, what book signing? And he's like, well, how do you know me and not know that I have a book coming out, you know? And with that, he was like, you know, you will get tired of your marketing a lot faster than other people will. And I thought about that pretty in depth, and I was like, you know, I get tired of my own readings faster than other people do, because readings that I did in August, that I did in July, that I did in June of last year, people will come towards me and be like, wow, you know, this popped up on my For You page, or this popped up on my YouTube, and it meant so much to me. It was really spot on. It was really accurate for me. And I think, wow, I don't even remember what that reading was about. I'm sure, but because it was so far in the beginning of my channel, sometimes I look back on those videos and all I feel is shame. And sometimes I think about taking those videos down, because even though those were some of the videos that I worked the absolute hardest on, I was also very much in that amateur beginning creation stage. So a lot of things have changed since then. Nearly everything about my readings have changed since then, actually. And so when they come to me and they tell me, you know, this was so spot on, it really meant a lot to me, you were so accurate, I feel this sense of like shock and surprise wave over me, where I'm like, wow, like other people get tired of my readings a lot. Well, I get tired of my readings and like the setup of my readings and the things that I read about a lot sooner than other people do. And sometimes I forget how timeless my readings are, that, you know, you could watch this 6 months from when it's filmed and it will probably be bang on for you. And I'm grateful for that, but I'm not aware of that, you know? And so 6 months from now, when you're watching this reading, I'm looking back and going like, wow, everything for me has changed. My setup is completely different. Maybe the filming equipment that I'm using is different. Maybe I've got different decks, things like that. So I do feel that there is this need to kind of educate yourself on the reality of what hard work paying off actually looks like, because it's a lot more simple and a lot more fulfilling than just like riches and fortune and fame and all the stereotypical stuff. It is the little things that I find the most fulfilling in my readings. When people come back to me and they're like, you know, I've even done private reads for people where I've apologized to them in the readings and I've gone like, this is crazy. I am so sorry, but I have to say it anyways. This is going to happen, or this is what looks like is coming up. And then months later they come back to me and they go, hey, every single thing that you said was right. It sounded crazy at first, but every single thing that you said was right. And I get this sense of fulfillment where I'm like, wow, like I'm really glad that I can trust my intuition, that I can trust myself, that I knew that I needed to say it, so I said it. And I told them the truth, and I gave them the raw, honest truth, even though I was uncomfortable with it, even though it was hard for me to push past that discomfort, even though it was hard for me to go out of my way to do that private reading or to give them the raw and honest truth. It was fulfilling in the end to do it. And I saw the rewards of all my hard effort, of all my hard work come back to me in that one quick moment of, you were so right, you were always so right. And that to me, super fulfilling. I love feeling like I'm very right. But again, I'm a perfectionist, so of course I do. Alrighty. Interesting. Let me grab some more cards here. Sorry, I'm trying to think. What would be most beneficial for this pile? Okay, I'm actually going to grab some emotions. Let's get some emotions for this pile. Oh, we got 2 right off rip. Perfect. On the back of the deck, I do have criticism coming out, so that might be what you are very focused on right now. That might be why you're not seeing very clearly, why you might feel overworked or burnt out or underappreciated. But the first one that we have is growth. Oh, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous here. Let's take a look at the back. We have from every experience we have in life, from the delightful to the terrible, can contribute to our overall enlightenment. Life is full of tests, both big and small, and whatever their results, we can always take something from them to help us learn about ourselves and the impact we have on others. Being open to these lessons increases our emotional intelligence and our ability to analyze situations with clarity. I embrace the lessons of life. Every day is an opportunity to improve. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, I very much do feel like there is so much growth in this situation that you just can't see yet. You just can't see it yet because it has to come at a time when you're not expecting it, when you're not so attached to it, when you're not obsessing over it, etc. And when it does come in, I do feel like you'll look back and you'll be like, wow, like I really have grown so much. I mean, even in my own readings, not to bring myself up again, but I am self-obsessed and you are going to deal with it. Even with my own readings, I look back at readings that I did like 6 or 7 months ago, or I look back at like years and years ago when I used to do bar readings. I would just do like a 6-card reading for a complete stranger. I look back at that and I'm like, wow, I've grown so much. I have over 40 tarot decks and I have every single card nearly memorized. I've read dozens of books on this, you know, and I've taken the time to really invest in myself and my passions and in what I love to do. And as a result of that, I have seen not only myself grow, like my intelligence with this, my intuition with this, but I've also seen the physical changes too. Like my setup has completely changed. I've got a lot more decks now. And more so than that, I have a lot more, like having 5 subscribers was both, like, it was like a bit shameful for me because I was like, wow, like I really don't have that many followers. What am I doing these 3-hour reads for 5 people? But in the same way, I was like, but I'm making 5 people happy. Like, that's more than 0. That's more than 1. That's more than 2. That's 5 whole people who sit here and listen to my readings. And I remember when I did one of my readings, I think it was my Spicy Thoughts About You reading. It was one of the first, like, rated R readings that I'd ever done. I was super anxious to do it because honestly, I'm a very prude person. So, like, rated R things aren't exactly my area of expertise. But that video skyrocketed. It got like 300 views in like a month, and that was to this day, that is my most viewed video. And I look back and I'm like, wow, like it took so much effort and work to push through. It actually took more work to push through the discomfort of doing that reading than it did to do the reading itself. And that paid off for me in big ways where even to this day, it doesn't have like a crazy amount of views, but to this day, it's my most viewed video. And it's something that I look back on and I'm like, wow, I've really grown from that point. I've been able to branch out into deeper topics of spirituality and connection and looking into archetypes. And I'm very grateful for that. We also have listening coming out as your final card. Sometimes we can be so focused on our own thoughts and experiences that we stop listening. When we consciously become good and attentive listeners, we remember the fact that other people have a lot to offer that we can learn from. Also, when we listen more closely to the people we care about, we are better equipped to help them and show them love. I am interested and open to what others have to offer. I am a caring and attentive listener. This actually reminds me, going back to the video that I had watched where he's like talking about his business and how he got over the humps of it and how other people get tired of your marketing way, way, way long after you do. He also talked about how you would not believe the amount of business owners who are scared to get feedback on their products or on their services. And I mean, I'm completely different. I'm always asking for feedback. I love to hear your comments. I love to hear how it resonates. I love to hear if my readings are confusing. I love to know what I can do to change things up, to make things more enjoyable for my subscribers. I really do enjoy and love this job. And not that it is a job, it's much more like a passion project and a hobby for me. But with this listening card, it can be, if you are feeling this frustration, if you feel like all of your hard efforts are a loss, you know, why don't you go back and talk to some people that have already been customers of yours, or who have experienced your creation, or get some feedback on it. Maybe even find a hype man or two. It sounds like you need it. I'm going to move into tarot in just a moment, but first I want to grab an angel number and some signs of planets. So we got 1, 3, and 6 coming out. 1, 3, 6 is your angel number. Oh, what is this? I think this is Uranus, but I could be wrong. Give me one moment to take a look. I think this is Uranus coming out. So that could be about spirituality. And then we also have Cancer coming out. Okay, water energy, beautiful. And with this clay being here, I'm very much picking up on earth sign energy, so Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. With the dragonfly, that's an air sign energy, so Libra, Gemini, Aquarius coming out. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into some tarot. I'm going to get this started off here using my dream deck. This is one of my favorite decks to use, just because the imagery is absolutely beautiful. So what does my collective need to know at this time? What do they need, oh my goodness, what do they need to know about sustaining their work, their efforts? Okay. Alrighty, we've got the Two of Swords coming out here. There's that Libra, that moon energy. Actually, Cancer rules the moon. Yeah, there's that Libra energy being highlighted. We have the Knight of Cups coming out behind that. This is the water sign energy. There's that Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces again. And then we have the Five of Coins. There's some Taurus energy, that earth energy coming out. I believe this is Mercury in the corner, so communication could be highlighted. Alrighty. Let's get some more. We have my Four of Swords, so this is going to be, I believe that's Jupiter with Libra being highlighted again. I'm trying to get better at identifying the planets. We do have the Sun coming out, so this is in regards to Leo. Beautiful. Okay, and one more. I'm going to take this one. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. Alrighty. Gorgeous, gorgeous energy. I'm going to move all this to the side, just for a brief moment. I'm going to cut the deck. We have the Queen of Wands at the back of the deck. Oh, with a world trying to pop out here. We'll save that for later. And then we have the Three of Swords in the middle of the deck. I'm going to go ahead and move this. If you'd like, before I move it, you know what? I'll actually keep it here. It was 136 coming out. For your angel number, you can go into your browser, type in 136 angel number meaning, and that'll be your message from Spirit. If you share that down in the comments with me below, I would absolutely love that. I love seeing the different messages that we all get from Spirit with that. With my Two of Swords being highlighted here, this can often talk, like, okay, I'm actually going to pull it because it'll make more sense. This can often talk about having wool over your eyes. We can see that she's blindfolded. She's actually not able to see anything at this time. She's blindfolded by the same ribbon that's on her dress. Now, this beautiful purple is actually quite a mystic color. But with my Two of Swords, it can very much highlight, like, not being able to see things clearly. Maybe not even being able to communicate things clearly. Yeah. My Knight of Cups can talk about a passion project, moving quickly about something that you love, planning around something that you love. With this, I feel as if you're not able to see all the love that you actually receive for your passion project, for if this is a business adventure, if this is a partner, if this is like in regards to family. You're not able to see how loved and supported you are, because unfortunately you seem to be stuck in this misfortune mindset. You might only be seeing the negatives in a situation right now, and that's what the ribbon is. It's clouding your vision here. And we also have my Four of Swords. So this talks about restlessness, anxiety, feeling like you're struggling to get your mind to calm down or rest. Oh, and you know what? The dragonfly talked about that too. It highlighted, are your thoughts crystal clear? So you might be feeling, your mind might be a bit scattered at this time in regards to what you want to do or what you should be doing. And I think that's in part because of the negativity that's kind of infiltrated your zone. You do need to reach out to look for more support and positive feedback. Anyways, you are feeling restless about a commitment here. Maybe something that feels like it's stuck, like it's stagnant, it's not moving forward. I feel like it breaks your heart that you were contemplating walking away from it. And I feel like you might feel like you have to do this quickly, even though it's something that you truly love. With my Queen of Wands here, though, this is a very interesting energy to be getting. With my Queen of Wands and my Ace of Pentacles, I feel like you've kind of given up on this. Now, my Queen of Wands, I usually think of her as a very strong, authoritative, fiery woman. Look at all the red on this dress. Absolutely gorgeous. So it feels almost as if you were so passionate about this in the beginning, and now you're just kind of burning out. You actually don't see it really going anywhere. Because of the stagnancy with the Hanged Man here, you might feel as if you have to give up, as if, you know, you're just going to have to chalk this up to a loss. This might have been something that you previously had manifested into your life, and now you're wondering whether or not that was worth it, or you might be contemplating or considering something else. But I see Spirit is just straight up saying, like, that's actually quite immature and childish. Like, there are secrets here that you're not seeing. There's a truth here that you're not seeing. And it's because your mind is clouded, perhaps with some conditioning from your childhood. I don't know. Like, I have a parent who starts and stops many things. Like, they give up very, very quickly. They've had, like, 30 jobs in, like, a 5-year period. And to me, that's crazy. It's like, why don't you just keep working hard and not, I don't know. But it is this kind of energy of, like, maybe in your childhood you experienced a parent who was constantly starting and stopping projects. And even though this is something that you're very, very passionate about, I think now you might be coming into, like, understanding why they started and stopped so many things. And I think it comes down to a validation, like a need for validation, which is totally okay. We all have the need for validation, especially in projects that we're passionate about. We all want to be seen and recognized for our talents and hard work and our effort. And I think the lack thereof, the lack of validation here, is really causing you to kind of falter on your own dreams. Let's get some clarification with the Two of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Just one, please, Spirit. Thank you. Yeah, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you literally you need validation in this, and that's okay. It's okay to reach out to ask for support. It's okay to reach out and ask for feedback. And honestly, it's even okay to ask for a hype man. I've done that, where I've sent, you know, even a selfie to a friend when I'm not feeling great. And I'm like, yo, like, does this look okay? And usually they just give me a bunch of compliments. And I very much appreciate that, because at that moment I really need it. Or when I was picking my sound intros for these videos, I would send that, like, snippets to a friend of mine who works in beats and be like, hey, like, how does this sound to you? But yeah, I think if you were to reach out for a little bit of validation, I think that would help you quite a lot, because you're not actually seeing all the love and support that you have. Let's look at the Knight of Cups and the Five of Coins. What's causing this misfortune, this misery, this unhappiness, this negative thinking? We got two. So you have the Nine of Swords. So that's all about paranoia. That's about anxiety. It can also highlight mental illness, like depression. It is very heavily about paranoia, though. Feeling as if it's too big a mountain to climb. Behind that, I have Judgment in reverse. So straight up, you're wrong. Straight up, you are wrong. All these negative thoughts that you're having that are spiraling out of control, they are incorrect. And I think you need to remind yourself that it's just some anxieties, it's just some jitters, it's just some paranoia, and you got to keep trudging along. Let's look at the Four of Swords and the Sun. We have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so this commitment feels like a double-edged sword to you, because you're putting in so much hard work, so much effort, and you're not really getting much back from it. That actually feels very, like, succinct. I don't think I've ever had a more succinct clarifier. Oh, okay, and then two of them. Yeah, my Eight of Pentacles literally means hard work. It literally means hard work. And then behind that we have the Devil. So So the commitment and it being stagnant, you might feel like all of your hard work has been for what? Has been for what? You're not seeing the results yet. I feel like that's very disappointing to you. It makes you think that you're in a stagnation energy. But what's so important about the Hanged Man that not a lot of people get is that the Hanged Man can get up whenever he wants. He can stand up whenever he wants. It is only when we force ourselves to believe that we are not powerful enough to stand up on our own that we're not able to. In my traditional deck, it actually shows someone who's hanging off of a branch upside down to get a clearer perspective, right? And it literally, the card highlights how he's able to get up whenever he wants, but he's sitting there for this different perspective. And if the perspective that you've been hanging upside down under is this negative connotation, it's time for you to get up. It's time for you to stop pitying yourself. A big thing for me, that a lot of people really do not like about me, is that if you are over the age of like 22, I do not pity you. I don't. I'm sorry. I think pity is for children. You need to grow up and you need to work on it. You need to fix it. You need to change your mindset. You need to make structures, put into place things that will help you succeed rather than sit here and look for pity. Now, looking for validation, totally understand that. Everybody's like that. We are wired for that. Pity in certain situations like grief, severe loss, disasters, totally understandable. Pity because things aren't working out the way that you want them to? Absolutely not. I do not pity you. I do not feel bad for you. You are a strong person, okay? You are a hardworking person. You are a smart person. You can do this, like with ease. Like with ease. If anything, the only thing that you should pity is yourself for this negative mindset, and then get out of it. Grow up. I don't mean to be so rude. I'm sorry. Let me get just one more so I can end this on a kinder note. We have Justice coming up in reverse here. Yeah, I feel like it's an injustice for you to treat yourself like this. For you to sit here and go like, oh, poor me, I have to quit. You don't. You could make it work. It's the choice. You can get up. You can think better. You can put in structures and routines in place that would make it easier. And we do have my Queen of Pentacles. So my Queen of Pentacles is one of my favorite energies. She is the closest thing to the Empress that I can think of in the Minor Arcana. With this Queen of Pentacles, this dream is going to come to fruition. Like the goals that you have planned for this project are going to come to fruition. You're going to get the abundance that you're looking for, but you have to put in that work. And honestly, with my Three of Cups being highlighted right behind that, you might need some cooperation. You might need some help, some assistance with this, and it's okay to ask for that. Now, in the back of the deck, I do have the Ace of Wands, so it might be your environment that's making you miserable, especially with all these hydras. Yeah, you might be getting a message about this changing soon, like your environment changing soon. And I think like this situation is quite heartbreaking to you. Not even that, because we have my Three of Swords behind there. I feel like if you quit, other people will be heartbroken that you've quit. Because they love the passion. They love what you do. You need to be, yeah. We have my Two of Cups when I swapped the deck. I went to shuffle it, but yeah, we have my Two of Cups. People love what you do. You are so supported beyond your own knowledge. You just need to reach out for it and look for it. Recenter yourself. I'm going to go ahead and get into some advice, some charms, maybe a channeled song here and there. And I'll see you in a moment. Okay, I know that tarot reading was kind of harsh, and I do apologize, but it was meant to be inspiring and motivating. I do believe in you. I know that you got this. So I'm going to go ahead and move into a channeled song for you. Okay. Oh, we got 2. We got 3. Interesting. I'm just going to take this one. So we have That Don't Impress Me Much by Shania Twain. We have Unimpressed and High Standards coming out. That don't impress me much. You think you're something special. That won't keep me warm. The lyrics being highlighted on this. And I feel like this might be your own mindset of like, I think your standards are a lot higher than like your customers or your viewers or whatever it is that you're doing. It's a lot higher than other people's standards. I mean, my standards for my readings, way higher than when I first started. And that's a good thing. That is important. But at the same time, it is impossible to constantly hold yourself to insane standards and then shoot yourself in the foot when you don't meet them. It's about setting standards that and goals that are achievable and meetable. So a big thing that I was able to do with my readings in order to make them more digestible for me on a regular basis is, well, one, I set up small goals, medium goals, and large goals. This is actually something that I learned from my aunt. My aunt is a very smart person, and I had reached out to her probably about a year or two ago, and I was like, hey, you know, I actually don't know how to set or meet a goal. I don't know how to make a goal list. I don't know how to get things done. I don't know how to achieve anything, which sucks because I have a lot of things that I want to do, and I've got no idea how to even start. And she told me, well, you know, this is what I do. I make small goal lists, medium goal lists, large goal lists. So it's like the biggest things that need to get done, the medium things, and then the small, easy, achievable ones. And then I set like a time frame for each of them. So I try to get a small thing done once a week or every day. And I try to get a medium thing done once a month. And I try to get a big thing done once every 3 months. And for me, like, that's a lot more achievable than just trying to do it all at once or do it without any structure. And so I took her advice and I wrote out a small goal, medium goal, large goal list. And that was life-changing for me. Because on days that I don't, like, filming for me, this is a big goal. Filming for me is a big goal, okay? Doing a 50-minute long reading, doing a pick a card reading, huge goal, massive goal. I can only do those once a month. These readings I can probably do about 2 times a week, maybe once a week if I'm low on energy. But you know what I can do daily? I can light a candle. You know what I can do daily? I can make sure I eat something so that if I feel like I have the energy to film, I can do it. I can take care of myself to prep myself to do my readings. Maybe you're a tarot reader. Maybe that's what I'm missing here. Maybe you're a tarot reader. But when I first started, I mean, I was just la-di-da doing whatever I felt like, and that really didn't work for me. And it was a hard truth to learn, like, oh, this isn't working for me, so I have to find a way that does work for me because I don't want to quit, because I love to do this. I love doing my readings. I love talking to people, whether they're private reads or these like individual collective reads or even pick a card reads. I really do love and enjoy them. And in order to make that, you know, achievable for me, in order to be able to do them, I have to make sure that I have my goals set. I have to make sure that my priorities are in place. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get some zodiac signs here. So we did have air sign. We had air signs come up a lot of heavy Libra energy. So I feel like balance is what you need in this situation. You need a way to structure things. We also had Taurus come out quite a bit. And then Gemini, Aquarius come out, the other signs. And we had Cancer energy come out quite often. Let's get some zodiac signs here. We have Moon in Aquarius. The time is ripe for celebrating life. Make the most of parties, gatherings, and other social opportunities. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's try that again. Ooh, and we have the full moon. Tonight's actually a full moon. Like, the time that I'm filming this is a full moon. So take time to relax, recharge, and replenish your inner strength. Yeah. A full moon might be a good time to set a goal list. So from one full moon to the next, you want to get, you know, like 3 small goals done, 2 medium goals done, 1 big goal done. And that might be a great start for you. On the back of the deck, I've got Scorpio, so some more water sign energy coming out. That'd be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I feel like this entire reading is about, like, building yourself up to be able to achieve the things that you want to do. And you can do them. Oh my goodness, can you do them? You got this. Let's go ahead and get some advice. I'm so sorry. Some self-care here. What can you do to take care of yourself during this time? Look for fairies, number 30. Okay, beautiful. And if you're not interested in the fae or in snipes, I think they're called snipes. Like, they're sprites. We have make an altar, number 16. Gorgeous. And if you aren't interested in making an altar, maybe just like, you know, doing some candle gazing, painting, make a flower bouquet, etc. Something that you enjoy that will make you feel relaxed and replenished. Now we also have meditate coming up at the back of the deck. So this can highlight a need to sit and think about this situation and try to calm down your nerves. Maybe even redirect the negative thoughts. I think it's for every for every one negative thought you have, you need like 7 positive thoughts to recondition it, or to like nullify it essentially. So maybe taking some time to like rebalance your thoughts, your mind here, so it's not so scattered and negative. I want to get a theme here. I don't usually do this at the end of my readings, but we didn't do any messages, so I'd like to get a theme, please, Spirit. What's the theme for this collective? I'll take 1, and then I've got 2. We've got happiness coming out, and we have forgiveness coming out. Okay, yeah. I do feel as if, 1, you do need to focus more on like positive, happy thoughts, okay? Just straight out the gate. I know that sounds really cheesy, really stereotypical, really cliche. I don't care, okay? The only person who has to care is you. And if you aren't gonna make yourself happy, no one else can. It's just not possible. So you need to focus more on what brings you happiness, what makes you happy. And if it's this passion project, don't let anyone take that away from you, including yourself. And we have forgiveness as the second card here. I feel as if there might be a need to forgive yourself for wanting to give up on this. Maybe to forgive yourself for some of the mistakes that you've made. Like I said, like, I have plenty of flaws in my readings. Points where like my voice cracks just like it did a moment ago. And I can forgive myself for my voice cracking a moment ago. It happens sometimes. I'm not going to get angry at myself. I'm going to give myself the compassion and the love to let my voice crack, recognize it, forgive myself, and move on. I do feel as if you need to forgive yourself for a lot of the things that you might perceive as a weakness or a flaw or an issue, and let go of it. Allow yourself to just go with the flow here. Alrighty. Now on the back of the deck, we've got justice coming out. Again, I feel so very strongly that you giving up on this is an injustice to yourself. You can get back out there. Don't worry so much. Yeah, we've got freedom as well. You have the freedom to choose this. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and get into some charms. If you are noise sensitive, now is a good time to lower your volume, as this can get a little bit loud. Oh wow, we've got a lot coming out. Oh, look at that. Dragonfly. Yeah, this time it's upright. Go ahead and pop all this stuff over here. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and keep looking. Got busy coming out. Wow, we got a lot of cards here. A lot of affirmation cards. Okay. A lot of descriptions. Wow, I think this is the most I've ever gotten in a reading. Thank you guys. I love that. I'll go ahead and try to zoom in here. Thank you for your patience. So yes, we did get only 2 charms here. So we have this cute little teddy bear. This could indicate potential pregnancy, maybe a baby boy. It can also indicate the need to be softer with yourself, more gentle with yourself. Maybe even cuddle up with a little stuffed animal that you love, or maybe like a comfort toy. And we've got that dragonfly being highlighted again, so that's the master of the illusion. This is clarity of mind and the master of light. With my... Oh. Sorry about that. My throat just died for a second. We do have like this resistance to walk away, but there's an internal conflict being highlighted here. Yeah. My Five of Swords can also talk about isolation, so there might be a need to get out of your own shell here. Yeah, get out of your own shell, talk to some people, get some feedback. We have anything is possible. Always stay groovy. better happy, better smiling, which is so funny because we actually do have smile over here. We have open your eyes. Yeah. You will be unusually successful in business. Lucky number 19, 15, 16, 25, 85, and 17. Beautiful. Oh, we got 25, 2025. Probably be successful this year. Alrighty, I have the ages 35 to 40 being here, so that might be important to you. We have colored hair. We also have wavy hair coming out. I have in pain. So there might be some kind of chronic illness, or maybe, I think I mentioned mental illness earlier, where it was like depression, anxiety, paranoia. And we also have dog coming out, so you might have like an emotional support animal might be helpful, or you might have like a physical support animal, a working dog. We have I'm grateful for you. Yeah, I feel like if you were to reach out and ask people for their feedback, you would get this sentiment quite often, that people have been grateful for your work. Or actually with the in pain and the idea of like a support dog, maybe your business is in like helping the disabled. I think that there's this quote, it says like most inventions are born out of necessity and lack thereof, like a lack of having the necessity. So like my dad, my own father, is like partially deaf, right? So like cochlear implants were born out of the necessity of not having hearing aids to make hearing more accessible. Things like that. So we have busy coming out, so I do see you getting very busy in the near future here. Things are going to be kicking off for you pretty soon. A reminder to smile here, maybe smiling a bit more. Maybe your smile's really pretty. We have tattoos being highlighted. Maybe a tattoo artist might be important here. We have earrings being highlighted. Yeah, maybe your looks matter in this situation. Maybe your presentation matters in this situation. I have the initials G, so Gwen, Glenn, Gail, Greg, Gary. Oh, I'm also hearing gains, so maybe like financial gains. And then we have the initial U, but this also could just be talking about you, like Y-O-U. I honestly can't think of a single U name. No, Eunice starts with an E. Alrighty. Well, that's what I'm seeing for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I got really passionate about this reading. Your energy is really, really awesome. I think that you just need to focus in a little bit more on the good things. And I will see you again in the next one.